What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching the Road to Beast Wars. This is just a web series. We're talking about the production of Transformers Rise of the Beast. This is episode number 54. And in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about the toys. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about some of the toys that you've already seen and we've talked about before, but we got some better images. Now, let's just start off with some studio series. And what we have here is better images. And let me tell you something. The Japanese always do it better. I mean, these are much better photos and there's much better posing and it really sells the toys. First of all, let's take a look at this great photo of Freezer, Terracon Freezer, in his Target Master mode. I'm going to call it that because, well, that's essentially what he is. He's a robot that transforms into a gun that can be used by a Terracon. So check this out. This is a gun mode, and it's like he's on all fours, but you do clearly see that that part of him is the gun. And now you can see a really great image of what is he called again? Battle Trap. Battle Trap is using Freezer as a gun. We've seen images of Scourge using him as a gun, but it can actually be welded by anybody. And here is Freezer in a I don't want to call it a tripod mode, but it is a tripod mode, but it's not like 3 legs. It's actually more than that, but I'm just going to call it that. This is kind of like a stationary gun, all right? This is the photo that I like the most. This really gives you a really good image of what Freezer will look like as a robot, and I'm really liking this look. I didn't like it before, but it's really growing on me, and I think it has a lot to do with the detail on his head, and I really am, I guess, welcoming of, or actually, it's growing on me. It's really growing on me. This look and the idea of him is really growing on me. So this is a Terracon in his finest appearance. I mean, look how terrible he looks, but in a good way. I mean, like, he looks really terrifying. And here he is in I think this is his arm cannon mode, where he's being used as a gun. And here he is in attack mode. Look at that. He's got all his arms out. And yeah, this is also a really great photo. I really like this a lot because I also like the weathering on him. Like, I'm hoping that we're not getting like different versions where there's a Hasbro version and a Takara version where the Takara version is more weathered. You know, we've seen that kind of thing before. You know, it happened before in some of the other movie lines, but in any case, I hope there's only one version. Next up, we got Arcee. Here's the, motorcycle mode. Here she is, just standing stationary. But this is cool. This really sells the figures. Like, once again, I said, the Japanese always do it better. Look at this posing, her action pose. This is a really great action pose. She's ready to attack, ready to blast some Terracons. And here she is after she blasted the Terracon. So this is a great looking photo. And once again, like I said, it really sells the figure. And if you're not going to get Arcee, I suggest that you go get your hands on her, because I think that even though she's a core class, this is going to be a really good seller. Here's Airazor. Finally, we get to see the top view of her. And here she is. And I think this is a better shot. This is a much better shot than before. It's just more natural looking compared to the other shots that we've seen. I like this one a lot. Like, we got the missiles on the top of her arms, and she's really ready to blast one Terracon and one Decepticon, one on each arm. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool. And there she is in like, I guess that's mid-flight. Really great photos, and here's another shot of her. This is growing to be one of my favorite Maximals. I mean, we only seen like two of them in the Studio Series line. This is my favorite one so far compared to Cheetor. I really like Airazor. Okay, now let's move on to the main line, the Rise of the Beast main line. We've seen Optimus Prime, we've seen Rhinox. Let's take a look at some better photos. And I gotta say that this is a pretty good looking Optimus. My only issue with this Optimus is that there's a lack of paint, mostly on the torso, hips, and the leg area. Not that he was supposed to have much paint on the legs or the torso, but at least get some on the hips and just give it a little bit more definition. You know what I'm saying? It just looks really, really, really plain in that area. It almost looks like he's naked in that area. It's so weird because you got all this red at the top, you got all this blue in the bottom, but nothing in the middle to balance it out. So that's my main issue with it. But proportion-wise, I think this is a really decent-looking robot mode. Here's the truck mode. We got a bunch of kibble at the back. It just looks it doesn't look that great. This is not a very good vehicle mode because we've seen much better in this vehicle mode. But that's that. So Optimus Prime does look like a great looking toy. Just the paint apps are lacking, but I still might pick this up. As for Rhinox, this is the main line, and I don't know what is up with the main line. Like, it's like they're using repaints and retools of existing figures because it doesn't look like anything dynamic. Look at this Rhinox. I mean, he just looks okay. There's the side view of him. As of course, you see the beast kibble in the back, which is expected. I mean, how else are you going to hide that big freaking head? In the look at the back, very, very busy, but you know, that's totally expected. Now this is more like it. This pose brings Rhinox to life. I'm not sure about this face sculpt though. What I mean by that is that I'm not sure that I really like this. It's very, very it's scary looking, and it doesn't look very robot-like to me. You know, the other ones look more robot-like. This one looks like it's kind of humanoid looking because there's so much definition in the eyes. Look at that. Look at all this definition. It's kind of like he's wearing one of those samurai masks, and there's eyes behind it, right? It doesn't quite work for me. There is Rhinox being compared with, I believe that's the War for Cybertron's Kingdom Rhinox, and they look very, very similar, especially in the size, proportions. I mean, obviously they're different, but they do look similar in a way, especially like the size of it. Here they are side by side view mode, and once again they do look very, very similar. The way it's hiding the head in the back is different, but I'm pretty sure there's some really there's some similarities there in the transformation. There they are in the beast mode, and aside from the more mechanical looking beast that the Rhinox is from the movie version, they're pretty much the same. And here's you get a closer look of a more mechanical looking beast mode of Rhinox. And there you have it. So once again, I'm not too keen on the main line, but you know, they look like something that you know, like I said before in a previous episode, I will display my Studio Series proudly in the best lighting behind a display case, you know, glass display case, and just looking really cool. I'm not going to touch it. Just pose it once you touch it. As for the main line, that looks like something I'd be a little more rough with. You know what I'm saying? I would like transform them off and on, like in and out of alt and beast modes, and just play with it more. Just because it just looks like less delicate. You know what I'm saying? So Studio Series for sure, getting all of them. Already pre-ordered them all. Mainline I'm on the fence about. I just have to see what else is coming out for them. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. My name's Alex. I'll see you next time. Peace.